Right, Paul, chance to talk about Leeds now. How good was that win on Sunday?
It was exceptional. I think the performance levels that the manager's getting from the players, it's one of the best performances that I've seen from them. And without Patrick Bamford again, they had Dan James playing as a floating 9 and Rodrigo at times with a false 9, which for me hasn't worked for them in the past. But I think the energy levels that the manager's got out of them, the way that the team played at the weekend was impressive. And I didn't give him time. You know, the manager, I'm yet to be proved differently. I think that when they sacked Bielsa, it was the right time. I think the team had lost all confidence to the point where they were struggling to know which direction they were playing in. It was almost that. I wasn't against the sacking of Bielsa. I was sceptical of the man that they brought in, sceptical of the signings that they brought in, who had no Premier League experience. They needed to keep this team in the Premier League. Christensen, Aronson, and Tyler Adams, all three have been exceptional this season. And I think the manager's getting the best out of the players. I think he's bought himself time by keeping the team in the Premier League last year, and the start that they've had this year, you couldn't ask for any more. I mean, it's going to be vital the amount of points that they pick up while they're on this good run. If they can keep picking up points and stay in the league again this year, it's vital for them. I think they're light in certain areas. I think they need players in before the window closes, and especially Jack Harrison's a big one. There's a lot of talk with him being linked to Newcastle for a lot of money, around 50, 60 million. If that deal is to happen, get it done, get the money in and let the manager spend it into the squad what's needed.
Unbeaten, 7 points.
Great start. Like I say, couldn't be any better. And when you put into that mix that you've had Chelsea to play as well, the other games you might half expect to pick up points, but the Chelsea game, when you're a team like Leeds and you're looking to stay in the Premier League, you look back as a supporter, as a pundit, as an ex-player, you go, right, we'll get 3 points there, potential point there. Chelsea home and away, they're bonus games. If you get anything from that, that's not a season-defining game. They were 3 huge bonus points for them, but the morale that gives the team as well is massive.
What about Saturday? You go to Brighton, and obviously Brighton are unbeaten as well and got off to a great start.
Yeah, Graham Potter's doing a fantastic job yet again on a limited budget with the way that they are compared to the rest of the league, in a similar way to Thomas Frank. 2 excellent coaches, very well structured, very well drilled teams, tactically aware of how to beat other teams. And I was at the London Stadium at the weekend. I saw them beat a poor West Ham team. Yes, West Ham were poor, but Brighton didn't allow them to play. And I like what he's done there, and I like the way that they play their football. And it'll be a tough away game for Leeds.
Brighton, cracking start for Brighton. Obviously, winning at Old Trafford on their first game.
Excellent start. Also surprising. I think you're seeing a really refreshed, a much more clinical Brighton side. I mean, obviously Brighton and Leeds, 2 identical records right now so far. A couple of wins, draw, and unbeaten. Both. What I like about both is Brighton, I think, are now turning that really good possession football into goals, and also defending very well the other side. And then with the Leeds team, I think Rodrigo's been really, really good. Obviously popped up with a couple of goals, but I think what you have is a really interesting game that I think both teams feel super confident right now, feel good going into this game thinking, yeah, we can beat the other team, and the other team's thinking the same thing. So really interesting one. But I think Leeds are flying right now. Confidence. When you beat Chelsea, a top team, like Paul said, when you beat one of the teams that you think, okay, we're going to beat them, that's a bonus if we get points out of that. Chelsea's a game where not only you win the game, but it gives you big momentum and confidence in what you can produce, the potential that you can produce for the rest of the season. So I think this is going to be a really, really interesting one.
Prediction?
I think a 2-2 draw.
I'll take a draw from a Leeds point of view. I agree with what Rob said. Rodrigo's like a new player. I don't know what he's been doing for the last 2 years, but it's certainly not the player.
He's been on the beach. He does that to you in the summer.
He maybe didn't like Bielsa's lunches or the running, what he's been asked to do, but under Jesse Marsch's man management, Rodrigo looks like the player that we've all been waiting to see. I think there's 2 good teams in really good form. From a Leeds point of view, I'd take a draw. I'll go 1-1.